Hello and welcome back to another episode of Video Game Easter Eggs, the series where we take a look at some of the latest and not so latest Easter eggs in video games, with the only rule being they cannot have been featured on my channel before. In today's episode, we learn supernatural abilities in Watch Dogs 2, we hit the reference motherload in the Henry Stickmin Collection, and we find some familiar faces in Conan Exiles. As always, if you think you know of an Easter egg that I'm yet to cover, then the best place to let me know is in the comment section or on my social media accounts, the links to which are in the description. Oh, and if you are enjoying this series, clicking the like button, subscribing or turning notifications on is really appreciated. Anyway, without further delay, let's get started. So first up, let's start with Grounded, the latest game from Obsidian. Now you may know Obsidian as the guys behind the excellent Fallout New Vegas and The Outer Worlds, among many others. So hearing that Grounded is a survival game where you take on the role of a child shrunk to the size of an ant may come as a surprise. Well, Grounded is currently in early access, but early signs are promising and it's definitely a game I'm going to keep an eye on. The Easter egg of interest in Grounded is actually a reference to another recent Game Pass title. So this is Rash from Battletoads. As mentioned, a Battletoads game was recently released on PC and Xbox, 26 years after the last game in the series. Up next is Conan Exiles, the game that gave us the excellent Neebs Gaming Easter egg that we covered all the way back in episode 4 of this series. For those not familiar with the Easter egg, here is just a small sample.
Hello?
Hey!
Is somebody out there?
I hear someone out there.
Oh,
Help!
hey, get us out of here!
Help!
Listen. We're on the other side of the door. We're kind of in a pickle. Could use your help. Think there's some levers out there? A good chance one of them will open the door and we'll be. Could you pull a lever, please?
Pull it! Please?
Just pick a lever.
No! Bees! Bees! Shut the door!
Guys, I'm allergic to bees.
Oh no!
I'm gonna swallow it up.
Absolutely.
Well, it turns out that wasn't the only Neebs Gaming Easter egg in Conan Exiles. In the swamps, you can find a tree surrounded by 6 skulls. If you interact with the skulls, you can read how each member of the Neebs crew lost their lives. The next Easter egg from Conan Exiles is actually pretty cool. On your journey, you may come across a very familiar looking rock. So the shape of this rock, combined with the lion sitting on top of it, are a reference to Pride Rock from Lion King. Oh, and if you were wondering how I wasn't mauled to death in any of the Conan Easter eggs, I did have God mode enabled. So Henry Stickmin may just have the most references of any video game I have ever played. Honestly, I could easily make a video with 100 or more references and I would have still missed some. Today I'm going to be sharing some of my favourite video game references in the game, but if you do want to see a full video on Henry Stickmin, let me know in the comments. So first up, let's take a look at a couple of Call of Duty references. The first can be found on the completing the mission level. So the always satisfying sound of a Call of Duty hit marker can be heard after batting the bullet back at the enemy. The next Call of Duty reference is one that will take you right back to the delightful days of Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer. During the Steal the Diamond level, you can do this. So, an obvious reference to the nuke kill streak from Modern Warfare 2. The fail screen even says that the person probably got the nuke after camping for 25 kills. But it probably would have been more accurate if they said it was earned with a one-man army noob tube setup. Up next is a reference to a really good game that I think we'll never get a sequel to. In the Fleeing the Complex level, this will happen.
Hold the elevator? Thanks. Can you believe this inmate outbreak? Crazy, huh?
Yes, it is pretty crazy. Oh, are you guys new here?
Oh yeah, we transferred from the 8th floor.
From the cafeteria? Nice try, inmates.
So the X to doubt prompt and the piano keys that accompanied it are a reference to the Eggcellent LA Noire.
I'm having a hard time believing that, young lady. You want to be taken to a police cell?
The next reference is a nod to one of the most annoying video game weapons of all time. On the completing the mission level, you will be killed by this. So that was the extremely irritating blue shell from the Mario Kart series. For those that are unaware, the weapon's sole purpose is to take out the player in first place. The final reference in Henry Stickmin, well for today's video at least, can be found on the Fleeing the Complex level. So that was of course Freddy Fazbear from Five Nights at Freddy's. As I said before, these references really are just the tip of the iceberg, so if you want to see more Henry Stickmin, then let me know. So to end today's video, let's take a look at a couple of Easter eggs I missed from my Watch Dogs 2 Easter egg video. The first Easter egg references one of the most deadly operators Rainbow Six Siege has ever seen. Yup, the name of this shot is Tachanka, a reference to the character of the same name from Rainbow Six Siege. The final Easter egg of this video is a little spooky and very complicated. At the northern part of the map you can find this.
It was in my head, in my ears, like little insect legs shuffling around. I tried everything. Flushed them out with water. I stuck Q-tips as far in as I could. The doctor told me I had damaged my own eardrums, but the noise kept getting louder and louder. The guys convinced me to come back out here. Maybe it's crazy, but I need to find out what is in my head.
So taking a photo of the symbol with your in-game camera will cause a spooky message to play. Now there are actually 4 of these symbols to find, and you must take note of the 4 symbols that appear in your game as they are randomly generated. I will leave a link in the description to a full guide on this Easter egg just in case you want to try it for yourself. After you have your 4 symbols, head to the HQ and take note of the piece of paper above Josh's desk. Match up the symbols that you found with the symbols on the paper. If done correctly, you should be left with a 4-digit digit number. This number is actually a time, and as I said, it is different for everybody. My numbers were 1643, which means that my time was 4:43 PM. With that in mind, head to the final location and prepare to take a picture of a symbol on the wall that will appear when the in-game clock hits the time that you have. If you manage to snap the picture in time, a strange marking will appear on the wall.
Am I hearing things?
No, it's impossible. 5 more, 8, 13, stop. 21, stop.
No, it wasn't real. It couldn't be.
So after that trippy sequence, pick up the package next to you and equip all of these shuffler items of clothing. Now you have those equipped, the next time you try to take down an enemy, this will happen.
Don't run.
Starting a sweep.
I love how you can hear the bones of your victim snapping. It's brutal. So that's it for today's video. If you enjoyed it, then a like is really appreciated. If you are a fan of Easter eggs and secrets in games, then perhaps consider subscribing, as that's what this channel is all about. A big thank you to a whole lot of you for recommending that I check out Henry Stickmin, and also to those that recommended the Watch Dogs 2 Shuffler Easter egg. Oh, and you may have noticed that I didn't include a Back to the Future, It, or Titanic Easter egg in this video, but unfortunately I have to admit defeat. It was becoming way too hard to find those Easter eggs, and I didn't want to have to put an episode of this series on hold until I found one, so I hope you can forgive me. Anyway, thank you all for watching this video, and I will speak to you all soon.